I look at situations a little bit different than the average bear. I should not have taken this way. I've taken the wrong way. Hit the like button coming through the door. Yo, what's up? I gotta edit the spell check. Well, I use voice because I'm driving. So I don't know what it says. It says Doug Knight. Oh man. I don't know what a Doug is. But we can do that later. Thanks, Doug. See, they don't make these voice machines capable of capturing black people's voice. Doug Knight. What the hell is a Doug? Well, anyway, Doug Knight. Oh, you know Gene Deal gonna do about 15 art of dialogues right now. He 3 hots in the cock. 3 hots in the cock. Now, yeah, I have a lot more information than I did yesterday. He sat down and called in from prison, CNN, to give his thoughts on the case and what's going to happen with him after the fact. Now, Suge, a man who's in jail for running over somebody and killing him and injuring another man, took a plea deal and is doing about 20. Right? Now, the way time flying now don't mean a lot to us, the way time is flying, but the way time flying for you might not be the same for somebody else. And what they got to go through in a day and how the day is being operated, for somebody to say, man, that's nothing. I was like, well, you go to jail back and forth, so you got homeboys there. You know what I'm saying? You got partners in there that's still locked up. You going to hang out. You know the routines. It's nothing for you. So, when you got homeboys whose whole career was going to jail, they took plea deals. This is the longest they've ever been out of jail. This is the longest my buddy has ever been out of jail. He's alien to all this stuff. Because he's been locked up for so long, he spent this whole time in the system. He had cases he could have won had he went to trial. And the lady said, I could beat this. You should take this to trial. And then they told him, man, if you go to trial, we're going to throw the book at you. And he was like, look, I tell you what. We'll get you to 6, right? And you'll be home in 3. And you'll just be on probation. 3? Oh, I'm taking it. I want to take that. And he was mad because the lawyer was mad because she wanted to try this case. She was like, you can win this case. He was, nah, man, they offered me 3. I'm gone. I'm doing the 3. And he just looks at it like there's no way I'm gonna get a break because of how I look. I got tats on me with he got like jailhouse tats. He's got a big middle finger tattooed on his arm. A hand giving up the middle finger. Right, so yeah, so while he's got that tatted on his arms and all that, he's like, man, they gonna look at me and say, throw the book at me. They ain't gonna care about what the evidence say. So, but for him, when he heard 4 years, oh, that's nothing. He could do that. Winter, summer. He home. I said, wow. Well, did he need to talk to you? Oh, that's nothing, you good. Now, what's up? I was giving people time to get in here and was telling them what was really going on in the process of like with my uncle and what he was doing and what was going on with him. Now, well, the process and the scenarios changed because Suge sat down to talk, right? And what Suge did was give Diddy advice. The advice they gave him, I should have never come this way. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm getting off this effective immediately. I was already on the right road. I don't know why I take this way. Well, anyway, here's how it played out. So Suge started giving Diddy advice. He's like, well, I won't tell him to get with God because he already good with God. So I ain't gonna tell him to get good with God. He already know that. He already good at that. But I will tell him how to survive in prison. First of all, you gotta have your own back. Don't listen to nobody tell you they got your back. You gotta have your own back. Don't listen to nobody in prison. That's how you get in trouble. See? Then you gotta get yourself ready. Yeah, you gotta get yourself ready to fight. Because it's gonna happen. It's gonna come. You don't know when, but it's gonna come. Somebody gonna try to, want to see what's going on up there. And, they gonna look up your Hershey Highway, saying they lost their soap, and they feel like they fell up there. So you gotta be ready. Now they ain't gonna try you. They ain't gonna try me. But they'll try you like that. So I'm telling you, you need to get yourself ready. Because when I say it's coming, it's coming. Thanks, DJ Tim. Yeah, he was like, yeah, it's gonna be hard when you got that hard bed. You got that hard bed in there, and it's gonna get real cold, up in there. So I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be a harder experience than you ready for. But be ready, because it's coming. Now, Suge Knight wants to let him know. Now, here's the thing. Diddy gets to tell his team on Monday, so he's going to be probably there for a couple more weeks before he's transferred out to go to a prison. Now, the Bureau of Prisons have to decide where it is that he's going to go. So he's got to go through the processing and everything else. Now, they normally appease your family. Like they'll take into consideration where it is that he would like to go. If he goes to a California prison, he's dead. I'm telling you right now, something's happening. So a Florida prison is where he would pretty much want to go. He's not going to want to go to anywhere near California. You don't want to go to California prison. No way, shape, or form. Now that we know that, prison is way better than where he is now. In the Fed prison, yes, for inmates, it's a lot more moving around, but that's good and bad for Diddy. He can go get yard time, and then it's different ranges. Like, okay, he's not gonna go to where they have the open jails where there's like limited nothing. Okay, there's like nothing there. No, as far as security, like you could actually leave if you wanted to, but if you get caught, they add 5 more years to your sentence. And there's people that ran after a month. And I mean, you could play tennis there. There's, it's just, that's more like financial crimes. You go to a place like that. The scenarios are always different because of the range. When you go through the range and the scope of what's important, what's not important, just the general practitioner going back and forth, it's going to be difficult, but not like people think. Okay, people are thinking one way and it's really another way. Okay, y'all got it a little bit backwards. But what Suge Knight is trying to do is spook him. He wants Diddy to be spooked completely. And Diddy ain't gonna hear nothing Suge saying anyway. Okay, Diddy know criminals too. He know people that know criminals and got people in the system to help him survive. There's plenty of things Diddy can do to get out of Fed time. Okay, them giving them 4 years or whatever, that can get dressed up. He'll only have to really do 2. Right? He already did 1. He could do 1 more year and be home. I know y'all thinking that's crazy, right? How could he do that? Trust me, I have so much information that it don't even add up with all the information I do have. Well, Suge Knight just wants to spook somebody. He says don't listen to anybody in prison. Right, that includes him. Don't listen to Suge Knight. Suge Knight is accustomed, okay? He's accustomed to doing what he's doing right now. This is right up his alley. This is like the slaughter rule. You know, like they say, the slaughter gate. This is it. There's so many people that want to go in one direction and end up in another. All because they chose wrong. They chose to go a route that is not usually abundantly traveled. Right? They decided to do that on their own accord. Wasn't the people's fault, it was their fault. Now, let's be more specific. This judge just gave a first-time offender a level 9 sentence on a first offense for the Mann Act, which is what he was charged with, and decided to charge him basically for domestic violence and give him a level 9 in a federal case for a Mann Act, which makes no sense whatsoever. On the scale, the board, it just made no sense. So for us, imagine the surprise, the shock and awe that came over us to see something like that. The Diddy boppers. Now, Suge Knight is not a person that should be given advice. But you listen to his advice in reverse. You don't listen to Suge Knight in prison. All Suge Knight did was lie when he was in prison. He lied to almost everybody in prison. And he'll do anything just to survive. He's broke as can be, but he's rich in name. Like, it's Suge Knight. He was with Death Row Records. So this is the only thing that keeps him relevant is other people. They talk about Tupac. They talk about Biggie. They talk about Diddy. That's the only thing that keeps him relevant. It's this mystique of it's Suge, the big enforcer. It's the only thing that keeps him going. Diddy's not getting to a camp. Diddy's not doing a camp. Because of the amount of the years, I don't think he's going to get a camp. Now, if they do give him a camp, oh, he'll love that. He'll do probably the whole 2. He'll do 2 and be out. No problem. Switch. Now, if he qualifies, let me tell them what a camp is. A camp is what I was talking about earlier, where they can leave, come back, leave, come back. Like, if you leave the jail and get caught somewhere, he's too high profile. Like I said, they send mostly CEOs and people who deal in financial crimes, and they got to serve 3 years in jail, and, you know, rats, informants. They go do clubs. Camps. You know, they go do those. It was mob bosses. Did you see? You see, what's his name, right? The Italian mob bosses, they were doing great in prison. when they had to do some prison time. They was living great. They could leave. They had people that would leave, go out, do some shopping, bring some food in. They was really cooking. They was all housed together. They took care of the guards. I knew CEOs who pulled moves at camps all the time. They would pay the guard, say, hey, I need to go out. My daughter's having this. I want to be there and show up. I'm coming back. Just let me go do this and I'll be back. It's only 3 hours. And he's like, well, if you're not at 3 hours, I got to report that you escaped. He was like, no problem. I'll be back in 3 hours. And they would go out for 3 hours, come back, no problems. If you get caught out there doing something you ain't supposed to be, it's no problem. It was shocking to people. The people was like, hey, man, you supposed to be in jail. What the hell you doing here? Now, see, this is different times. This was no camera phones and all of that going on. And if you're too hard profile, like Diddy could never, leave. But he wouldn't want to leave and get 5 more years. It's limited security. You can do what you want. There's no hardened criminals there. Only people who've done, financial crimes and paperwork pushers. They got the tennis court. You got all this. You got a damn near yoga room. Club Fed. That's a camp. Diddy's not getting a camp. He'll be at a mid-level prison at best. Then again, this is New York. He should be at mid-level, where there's more security. It's not as dangerous as a high-level security. Now, if they send Diddy to a high-level security, they messing with him. Same thing they did, I told y'all about yesterday with Tupac Shakur. They sent him to a high-level security, which made no sense. The Bureau of Prisons decided to send him to Clinton Correctional Facility. One of the worst of the worst. Carla Thomas, you said they told the truth. Why are we mad at somebody that told the truth? We're mad because justice was not served. We mad that people went on the stand and lied on that man. We're upset that the judge did not call a mistrial when it was a complete mistrial, putting lying witnesses on the stand. We're upset that none of these people who claim that they were abused ever went to the police. We're mad that all of these people who talking about this is justice for these women who weren't trafficked at all, they weren't forced to do no freak-offs. They loved it. They wrote about loving it. And we're going to ignore all of those text messages. We're going to ignore the fact that these women hit Diddy unprovoked by him and testified that they did so. And we're going to ignore that and call this man an abuser and said this man forced drugs on him. How he forced drugs on drug addicts? You gonna believe Cassie never did a drug until she met Diddy? Is that what we're doing? She was with Ryan Leslie for 2 years. She was getting high and taking party drugs when he met her. And on top of that, this judge didn't even make a decision based on the trafficking at all. He already had his mind made up on what he was going to do. My lawyer, well, he's not my lawyer anymore. I only had him for one criminal case back in '96. But Mr. Mondry told me once again, he was spot on with the fines. He said they're going to give him 5 years. He said they're going to give him 5 years. And this is when we were covering the trial and we were waiting on all the testimony. And we went through that 6-hour draw out thinking that this was going to get wrapped up real soon. It did not. So we're sitting there going over it, thinking this is going to be a big day. Nope. It was a long day. It was like I went through the trial. So here it is. You got 6 hours of this guy doing this. Well, there's going to be a lot of problems. And a large amount of problems. One of the main problems was this judge gives somebody a level 9 sentence who did not have a criminal past for the Mann Act. He just jumps up and gives somebody a level 9. It's like, what? The parole bureau suggesting that outrageous number so that they could say 11 years would be suffice for these type of crimes. I'm like, are you out your mind? So now this, for every black man in the world, they have just made a whole new law saying you don't even have to be charged for anything. So I'm not taking no chick nowhere. She's spending her own money. If she want to go somewhere out of town, she's spending her own goddamn money. There are no real victims. Here's the thing. Jane, slutbag, whore, did not sit there and tell the whole truth. Because then why didn't she go after 50 Cent? 50 Cent broke the door down and put a foot in her ass. I guess they waiting for that. He broke the door down and put a foot in her ass. He took care of her and her kid. That's 50 Cent's son. And once she started cooperating with the feds, she started putting these breadcrumb text messages to try to lure Diddy into a trap. Then, on top of it, not only trying to lure him into a trap, she kicks off a fight after she comes back from a freak off that Kanye West saw her at. He was there watching these people freak off. So she was meeting with the people that they were freaking off with constantly. Did the judge not listen to the YouTube video interviews of the people that were called into the stand They've been on every platform from Vlad to Art of Dialogue talking about, man, Cassie was so into it, boy. She used to hit me up, be like, boy, I had a great time. She's hitting him up without talking to Diddy. Then Diddy told him, like, wait, don't conversate with her. Now, I ain't doing all that. All Diddy did was pay some men to satisfy his woman. Because I guess she wasn't just satisfied with him. So he had to make sure she was satisfied by giving her what she likes. And she liked to freak off. See, that's what I'm talking about, Carla Thomas. You believe in YouTube instead of believing the actual case. Justin Bieber had nothing to do with this case. Justin Bieber was not harassed or SA'd by him. He was SA'd, but it had nothing to do with him. It's about white people. See, and nobody wants to hear that. Because you don't know these people. Which led him to do drugs and get around people that was turning his life upside down. That had nothing to do with Diddy. During that same time, Bieber was around us. J-Dubs was around us. He was in the boxing gym talking about he could be a boxer. He thought he could. I could box. I could really be a boxer. No, you can't. Sing, dude. Just sing. Do not get in this ring again. Yeah, he was part of the money team. TMT, baby. Justin Bieber was around us and hanging out with us. Okay, I watched his whole relationship with Selena Gomez. I watched how it turned out. The whole nine. Mm-hmm. Right, teaser lies. Honey, that judge, he threw the book at Diddy. I'm telling you, Diddy got so many ways to get out. Y'all just don't even know. My lawyer done told me everything. I'm going to tell y'all in a minute, but I'm going to save that. Put that all on the shelf. For right now. But Diddy got ways to get out. So first they're going to try to appeal. After they deal with this, then they'll file the appeals and we'll go from there. Trump could pardon him, but Trump might not do that right away. He might do that whenever he feels it's necessary. You know, why do that now? You know, if the majority of the black people are against Diddy, then why would he be pardoning Diddy? Now, if he see that and the black people gonna cheer and roar that Trump did it, then yeah, that's gonna be good for him. Well, Kanye's running for president of the United States in 2028. If Kanye does, if he wants to put himself in a line to be assassinated, knock himself out. You already on the run. He living in China, Korea. He is not living in the United States. Of course. As long as he keeps taking care of his guys, they're never going to have to worry about it. I don't see Diddy doing 3 years ever. He already did one. I can see him doing one more, and then he'll be home if he had to do the sentence. And there's ways that could happen. If I was them, I'll be trying to find out what is the best way. Oh yes, thank you guys, man. The Cash App is Carcino. Thanks for the Cash App, man. No, I haven't heard anything about his other case, his other charges. No, those are civil cases. He still got to go to court for those. His lawyers will still be taking care of that. He's got a whole nother legal team handling that. A lot of them have been thrown out of court. And this other person claiming that he was sexually assaulted, this other male thing that they just added. It's like Gloria Alford, they go in there, they listen to the trial, and they come out so that they can see what they can find to use. Yeah, put together in the trial. And that's really just the gist of it. Oh, we got a lot of Cash App questions. Am I going to talk about Ray J? Yes, I will talk about Ray J in that situation. I might do that in a couple of hours. I will talk about the Ray J situation. Thank you for the super chat. Well, the cash app. Super chat works too. Just letting y'all know. All the people that's in here, but okay, that's just a I don't even know how y'all got them in there, but thank you. Okay, Daryl, I appreciate that. And I want to say this right, Phyllis. I believe that is Phyllis. Thank you again for the cash app. Carcino is the name on the cash app for anybody who wanted to do that. And I appreciate you. And yes, go Cubs, go. Yes, very much. There's a long list of people trying to make contributions to the cause and contribution to the game. With Sean Diddy Combs, and this is why I tell everybody, if you're in New York, this Judge Abrahamson, vote him out right now, because he's just really putting a precedence to somebody being charged for something he was never charged of in a federal court for a state charge. He's basically convicting him on a Mann Act, giving somebody 5 years for a Mann Act violation that he didn't traffic anybody for the role of sex. And he found not guilty of that. When you're found not guilty of that charge, that should be reduced dramatically. Like, you're not guilty of trafficking, but according to their statutes, we gotta go and charge him with the Mann Act? Who says that? Why? Nothing really changes for me. You know, that's why I keep trying to tell people, my reality don't change because this incident happened. So what people have to understand is that your reality is not going to change just because the situation happened. But you have a judge who made a decision that was totally crackpot. And because he made that decision, he put a lot of people's life in jeopardy, black men, as they will use this to try to lock you up, and a woman can just say, yeah, and I was hit too back in 85. He knocked me upside the head in 85. And they use that knowing that all this stuff that's past the statute of limitation. You know, it's basically double jeopardy. And a lot of this stuff is not even admissible. You're using the tape and you're bringing up the tape. The tape is not even admissible. That's past the statute of limitations. And you're bringing that up and say, by your own admission, you admitted that you were violent. Yes, it was violence, plural. Both of us. Dude, we both was violent on each other. So how you gonna ignore Cassie Ventura, who came on this stand and said that she hit this man too, unprovoked, in the limo, in the back seat, just punched him right in the face. And there was plenty of times, there's other people that said, man, I witnessed it, man. She was violent on him. Like, she wasn't no victim. Like, people told you this. That had nothing to do with the case. How did it make me feel? I felt like it was one of the best Tupac albums, and I was like, why didn't he put this out? I was upset he didn't put that out, but I understood why. Well, he wanted to get rid of, he was disbanding Thug Life. And him facing a major trial, he went for a more introspective look. He re-recorded Me Against the World based on those looks. Yeah, he changed the out scope of a lot of things, but yeah, I remember the day I bought it. I walked in there and was like, man, a new Tupac album. It kind of came out of a shock that they came out with another Tupac album so quick. Then it was a double CD. So that's what really threw everybody off. But it was never supposed to be a double CD. He just recorded so many songs for the album that Thug Style was supposed to be the name of the album. Thug Style, Tupac Thug Style was supposed to be the name of the album. And that album got turned into Are You Still Down when it was previously released. But there you get songs that never was supposed to come out, like Getting Money. I'm getting money. He ended up turning that into Straight Ballin'. So on the Thug Life album, that became one of the huge hits. And anybody who was a thug in the city, Straight Ballin' was an anthem. Straight Ballin'. So I'm getting money was just basically the song that was gonna be on there. He redid that and turned that to Straight Ball because he wasn't gonna use I'm Getting Money. It was one of those songs that ended up not making out. Like Nothing to Lose. That was my jam, boy. I got nothing to lose. Got nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. To all my homies at the pier, here we go again. Ain't nothing separating us from a back 10. Older, living like a motherfucker, living like I wanna. Ain't no stopping at the red lights. I'm sideways, thug like fucking crime face. Let the cops throw their lights on. Chase me, nigga, zigzagging through the freeway. Chase me, nigga, in a high-speed chase with the law. The realest motherfucker that you ever saw. I'm living raw today. Bury me, don't worry me on my living like I ain't afraid to die. If you could spend the money in my shoes, you be crazy too. I got nothing to lose. Yeah, Pac was like, that was a rapper, like he was the homeboy rapper, like you felt him. So he had so much energy in the records. You know, that's how you was really gonna feel him. Man, when these elections coming in, he said he can't be voted out, but he could be removed. That's what I'm saying. He needs to be removed. They trying to kick everybody out. That's 100%. They trying to kick everybody out about this Diddy case. Oh, Suge Knight did what Suge Knight does. Suge came in there to talk about prison life and talk about him. See, because when I came to prison, I knew I can't be talking to everybody. Because, see, if you believe everybody in prison, they be setting you up. Next thing you know, you got a shank in your back. And there's drugs all over this prison. There's more drugs in prison than it is on the street. Now, I know, because I done took it all. I had coke, crack, the blue pill, pink pill. Every time they got a new drug on the street, I had already had that in prison. I can make Kool-Aid right out this toilet. Now, they say I hate Diddy. I don't hate nobody. I'm just trying to help him. See, that was the thing about me. See, I always try to protect people, try to help them. So what I did trying to help. I don't know where you get that from, Fela. He didn't used to do drugs. When he started doing drugs, that's when all his problems started. That was 8-Ball Suge. They're gonna be 8-Ball Suge. What's up, homeboy? What you want to do today, man? I want to do an 8-Ball. Don't talk about 8-Ball unless you got it. Got it right here for you, homie. We didn't know you get down like that. Got it right here for you. What you want, blood? Just like that, blood. All right, homie. You see these billionaires, they control the Southern District of New York. the AG's office and all of these people, it's all about politics. Okay? That's what it's about, politics. And if you don't understand the politics, you're gonna fall victim to everything that's out there on the table. Shoot, he probably on some of everything right now. He in jail talking about drugs. Shit, probably on everything moving. Sweaty head. See, back in the old 70s and 80s, when they was officially gang banging, they'd be saying different type of chants, like "so woo, 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 sooty woo." Like you wouldn't know anybody else be like, "What in the hell are you talking about?" In LA, boy, they be, "Yeah, sooty woo, 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 sooty woo." They got whistles and chants that y'all don't be knowing nothing about. And people be dancing their ass off to them. Suge could possibly be home in 2030. Diddy will be home doing whatever. Suge's doing what he's doing because he needs the money. That's it. Suge needs the money. If Suge's out, all he gonna do is a bunch of interviews. He gonna be on Outer Dialogue. He gonna be on DJ Vlad. He gonna be. That's all you gonna see. He's not getting back in the record game. He won't allow him. He gonna be on reality TV shows. Welcome to Hollywood Homes, Celebrity Hollywood Homes. We got Tanya Harding, Todd Bridges, Suge Knight. And they're all gonna be the guy who plays Bud Bundy on Married with Children. They're all gonna be living in this house right here. Celebrity house. They put him up in there, Suge Knight be in that house. Tanya Hart, let me tell you something. Now, I understood you wanted to be number one, right? And well, you said you didn't know. It's okay. Your husband did what he's supposed to do. Handle that business. Make sure you got to the top. See, he was ready to make the sacrifice. Now, I say you should have took care of that yourself. And that way, you could have saved that for later. In case, you know, you get to the Olympics. And one of them Japanese or somebody, they going for that gold. that should have been yours. Now, if you'd have whacked one of them, nobody in America would have cared. But you hit America's little sweetheart. See, you could have took care of that. You could have hired me. I'd have came and had to talk to Nancy. Said, look, Nancy, you don't want enough. It's time to sit down. I think your knee feeling a little tight. Why don't you go ice it? Tell me you don't feel like going today. You'll be all right for the next one. Now, if she didn't listen, then she might have had a little change of heart. See, if you just came to me, I made your life a lot simpler. See, I got a way of talking to people where they get the message. Just like when I say this my room, everybody know this Suge room. And when I come over there and I want the TV, you just pass the remote. So we ain't got no problems, right? Alright. Hey, and I'm telling you, that's the only way Suge Knight's getting through. He will never be back in the music business. If he tries to launch anything, he going direct to streaming. This my homeboy who I was locked up with, his wife, she a rapper out here in Cali. And I'm gonna help her get on. Yeah, this Miss Sadie. Show them what you can do, girl. Yo, I put the knife in the windpipe, I cut him to the, and then I said it right. Yeah, see, that's just a little sample. See, now she different than all these artists out there. Cause see, she really did these crimes. They ain't never stabbed nobody in the windpipe before. She did. She had to do that to protect herself. Well, it's a lot of things that's in perspective right now that a lot of people are not privy to. But people are just tired, man. They tired. They tired of saying who ain't here, who's here, who made it, who didn't make it. So, now we'll see where, at the end, you're going to see where people measure up. At the end of the day, you'll see where people measure up, bro. Names you don't see people get anymore. Or they don't have anymore. That's very interesting. If I was doing this, if we talking about names they don't have anymore, shoot, we gonna be thinking about, shoot, man, what are we talking about? Names they don't have no more. I get the craziest cash out. Shouts out to my cash out people, but that's a crazy one. Names that they don't use no more. For women, Alberta, Bertha, Emma. For guys, author. I don't see too many authors anymore. So whoop. Right, exactly. Look, see, he know. Shoo whoop. Whoop woo woo. I'll be like Ernestine, Gertrude. Yeah, exactly. You ain't gonna be seeing too many of these names no more. Man, I haven't been to this bowling alley in a long time. Took this girl here. Oh my God, that is crazy. This place is still going. I wouldn't dare step a foot in there now. But anyway, all right, go to the Patreon and definitely watch the video. It's out. It tells you everything you need to know about. Remember I told you there was something I couldn't talk about? And I'm only gonna put that on the Patreon with Diddy. I was waiting till the case was over. It's out now. And you can go watch it. So, anyway, I'm out. Deuces.